This is an article from the New York Times on September 8th, 2007, a drug maker's view of what ails healthcare. Now, Novartis. Daniel L. Vasella, chief executive of Novartis, the $39 billion pharmaceutical giant, and he goes on to talk about something that I've talked about often, and that is the single greatest healthcare problem that is facing the United States and other developing parts of the world is our elevated percent body fat. That's what we have to focus on. We need to, first of all, focus on our mind so that we can get it in a proper place, that we can begin to deal with our own personal stressors. When people smoke cigarettes, I tell them to do the following. Count. 1, I can do this. 2, I can do this. 3, I can do this. Or 1, no smoke. 2, no smoke. I like the I can do this because it's more in the positive as opposed to the no smoke, but different strokes for different folks. I'm getting to be a poet there. So I encourage you to put a step between you and the actual eating of something that is not at mealtime or is not what you should be eating. In other words, if the choice is fried chicken or broccoli, try doing the counting. Keep a diet diary. That's one of the most effective things. And you see, 90% of people are overweight. How do I define overweight? I define overweight as the absence of clear lines of definition or clear lines of demarcation where the muscles meet the muscles. There are plenty of people who have good-sized muscles, but where they meet the muscles is sort of obscured because there's too much fat under the skin. And if you may, and I mean at rest, not flexing your arms, but you may have enough to where you can see that line there, but can you see it here in the abdomen? And mea culpa, and I'm not so perfect, and let he who is without sin cast the first stone. I need to do a little bit of work myself. It is not easy for me. I'm not naturally predisposed to exercise. I'm not naturally predisposed to eat the cooked vegetables, vegetable soup, and beans that I recommend. But on the other hand, I'd be a lot bigger if I didn't do a lot of what I say. But this is an article as recently as September 8th from the New York Times that says weight is our primary issue that's going to generate diseases in the future. And it turns out that cancer, diabetes, heart attack, dialysis, open heart surgery, stroke, much arthritis, much back pain, all those things are related to our percent body fat. Of course, I can get more technical than that. I can start talking about P-selectin and monocyte chemoattractant protein and cholesterol and HDL2 and HDL3 and the LDL receptors and oxidized LDL. But it's as simple as, is there a natural human design for this body? And there is. We are supposed to breathe clean air, like not smoke. We are supposed to drink clean water, like water and weak herb tea. We are supposed to eat a diet that is mostly organic, unprocessed foods like they grow in the field. Even brown rice pasta and stone-ground, organically grown whole grain sourdough breads are not as ideal for you as the brown rice as it grows in the field, as the broccoli and cauliflower as it grows in the field, as the lentils and red beans as they grow in the field, the blueberries and raspberries. And then, of course, while I make it very clear what we're supposed to do, and I don't want to shoot myself or you in the foot, you don't have to do it 100%. But the closer you get to that, the better off you will be, the lower your percent body fat will be, the better bowel function will be, the more your risk will go down for many, many different diseases, fewer medications, fewer doctor visits, and so it all sort of makes sense in the sense of, what is the name of this TV show? You're thinking. The name of this TV show is called Putting It All Together. Now, humorously, I said that the name of this TV show is Sex, Drugs, Rock and Roll, Money, Fame, and Power, Putting It All Together. But that is the idea behind this. What are all the things that we're interested in? How do we go to, for lack of a better word, the party and stay at it? Well, if you want to stay at the party, you really can't go getting stoned. You can't eat meat and chicken and cheese and eggs all the time. You need a fair amount of the brown rice, vegetables, beans, fruit, nuts, seeds, fish, wild fish, once or twice a week. Anything once in a while, But that first group, before the anything once in a while, constitutes about 90% of what we eat. When you go to a restaurant, you don't have to have a fish or a chicken or a steak or a lamb chop or a pork chop entree. You could have several of the sides that they order, and I don't mean the French fries or the cream spinach. I mean they have haricots verts. That's French for green beans. Those are the longer, thinner green beans. And frankly, I think they're tastier than green beans. And then you can get the broccoli rabe that's cooked with a little bit of olive oil. And if you think it's going to come with butter, then say, please do not cook mine in much oil or no butter, and just use a little extra virgin olive oil. The restaurants are getting used to these kinds of requests, and so they can respond to that.